is a webinar on the performance and functioning of our Bondbazaar terminal. We wish you a pleasant afternoon and we'll be starting in another 5 minutes. We are just waiting for a few more participants to join in before that. So we'll just begin with today's webinar. On the top right, you see a small yellow icon with a person's figure. That is your profile page. Let's go to the profile page and let's begin with our profile page first. So this is my personal details. We can move to the profile page again. So it has 4 tabs: profile, add fund, change password, and logout. Okay. So whenever we want to trade, whenever we want to buy any securities, we'll go to add fund. Let's go to that later. Let's go to the terminal and let's see the terminal first. So one of the things that we would have explained while you opened your account was that bonds are listed on the exchange, traded on the exchange, and all the bonds can be bought and sold on the exchange, just like equities. So the way you enter your broker's portal, like a Zerodha or Upstocks or any other traditional broker's portal, is a portal where you can trade in bonds. These bonds are also listed, and these bonds are also available on the exchange for trading. By trading, I mean buying and selling online, just like equities. So just like you buy, when you buy equities, you add funds to your account and then place the order of buy. Funds get debited then, and securities come to your account on the next day. Similarly, when you buy bonds, the funds will get debited and the securities will come to your Bondbazaar account on the next day. So let's begin on that thought. The first screen which you see after you log in to your Bondbazaar account is this terminal. It has 3 tabs: NSE, BSE, and RFQ. The NSE and BSE tabs are our traditional NSE and BSE, where you actually trade in stocks. The RFQ tab is also a tab of NSE or a subset of NSE, and this we will touch upon later. So as you can see on NSE, under NSE, GSEC is highlighted. It means that the securities or the page you are currently visiting is the GSEC page. GSEC stands for government securities. These are managed by RBI and come with the safety and assurance of RBI, that is the Indian government. There is no chance of default here, and hence the interest rate is amongst the lowest. But you can easily buy and sell these securities on a daily basis and earn the interest rate mentioned. So as you can see on this page, it says 7.54% GSEC 36. It means this security will mature in 2036. There is a sell yield of 7.28%, meaning that anybody who wants to buy this security today is getting an interest rate of 7.28%, which is per annum interest rate till 2036. Okay, so in terms of column headings, we have the issuer name and ISIN. Let's go to the corporate bonds first. So you have 4 tabs: GSEC, corporate bonds, sovereign gold bond, and exchange traded fund. We just saw this GSEC. Now let's see corporate bonds. So corporate bonds are all the bonds which are raised, where corporates have raised funds and now available for trading or buying and selling on the exchange. You have the likes of PFC, REC, NHAI also as part of corporate bonds, because these are effectively corporates. There are some tax-free bonds also available as part of corporate bonds, which were raised by the likes of PFC, REC, HUDCO, NABARD as part of a government initiative to bring retail investors or to excite the retail investors. The next tab after corporate bonds is sovereign gold bond. This, as you are aware, is an initiative of the Government of India to bring retail participants or to dematerialize the gold holdings in the country, and along with that give 2.5% on the gold holdings in the country in form of sovereign gold bonds. See, all the sovereign gold bonds which are listed in the country are available for buying and selling in the secondary market on the exchange. So let's now move to the tabs under these headings. The ETF tab is currently not available, but it will be available soon. So let's see the headings under. So for that, let's go to corporate bonds, please. So the details which are mentioned under each of the tab, which can be explained by taking the example of corporate bonds, are mentioned here. So you have issuer name. So for example, India Grid Trust, the InvIT of the listed InvIT is the name of the issuer. The security identification number is mentioned below. This is important because an India Grid Trust will have, let's say, 50 or 100 securities listed. And if you want to choose a particular security, then you can use this code. You can use this code and put it in the search bar to get this particular security. Let's try this. Let's copy this first. When we put this, we only get the desired security which matches this code. Now let's go back to the usual terminal. Click on corporate bonds. Okay, so you have issuer name and security code. The next tab is rating and maturity. So rating is given by a government accredited rating agency, and CRISIL AAA or AAA is the highest rating for bonds in India. There is no bigger rating than AAA rating. It denotes credit safety. Maturity is the date on which the bond will mature. That means the principal amount will come back to the investor. Like an FD, the bond will also mature. Sell yield is basically the yield at which you can buy it. So if you purchase this India Grid bond, you will get an yield of 8.14%. All the sell yields are mentioned in this column. They are in red color. Then you have best sell. So for earning 8.14%, I have to pay an amount of 1019 rupees per security. Under best sell, you have quantity. So at 1019, I can buy 20 units of India Grid Trust. The bond below, IIFL Home Finance, similarly has a sell price of 989 rupees and quantity of 353, which means I can today invest 989 into 353 quantity, around you can say around 3.5 lakhs, and purchase IIFL Home Finance for a return of 10.44% per annum. So I will get 10.44% per annum for the next 5 years from today till 2028. This is a per annum return. The next column is buy yield. That means I can sell this bond, IIFL Home Finance bond. If I have this in my portfolio, I can sell this bond today at 985 rupees per bond, and a buyer is willing to buy 110 securities at this rate. Now let's click on buy or sell to see how this goes in the real exchange. We mentioned that sellers are selling this 353 quantity of IIFL Home Finance under those. So that is the best price available or the lowest price available. After that, we have to increase our price, our buy price, so that more sellers will sell the security. Just like equities, we have the market depth over here. So you have bid and offer. I can buy the securities which are on offer. So my buy price will become 989 rupees, which is shown in the column to the right. If I want to buy this IIFL Home Finance bond, I can buy one quantity for a return of 10.44%, and I'll be paying 989 rupees for a single bond. As we had promised, the brokerage is 0.22, which is 0 rupees, and the 0.22 are the exchange charges. Let's go down. So if I am satisfied with the order, I've seen the yield, etc. We are going to put only limit orders in Bondbazaar. So unlike equity, we are not allowing market orders. Limit orders will give our investors the safety of buying the bond at the desired price. If I click on buy, now if I confirm buy, the security order will get placed. Let's buy one. So my order has been placed. I have bought this security at a yield of 10.44%. Now we have gone to the orders page. The fourth tab on the terminal is the orders page. So once I place an order, I can go here to see the result of that order. It shows the security which was bought by me, and towards the right is the status of purchase. It says filled here, which means my order has matched the seller's ask and hence executed. This bond will come to my demat account tomorrow day end. Like equities, the securities are also received here in the bonds market on T+1 basis. So if I place an order today, the funds will get debited today and the security will come to my account by tomorrow day end. So mostly by tomorrow end, I will not be able to execute a sell order, but day after tomorrow morning, I can actually sell the security and earn 2 days of interest. Let's go to the terminal again. So we have gone through the basic functionalities of how the portal looks, what securities look like, how the corporate bonds page work, and how we can place a buy order or a sell order. Fine. So we'll move forward. Let's explore the BSE tab now. We have explored the NSE tab. Now let's explore the BSE tab. It is exactly the same as the NSE tab. Kritika ji, let's take up your question whether it is X interest or cum interest. Let's move to corporate bonds. I'll just show it with an example. Let's take this Piramal Capital bond, which is giving 10.87% return. Let's go to the cash flow. Click on plus sign, please. So 28th September, as you can see, this one pays interest on 28th September. So like we have in equities, there is a record date before dividend distribution date. So owners of the instrument on that record date receive the dividend, right? So same thing happens in bond. So 15 days before the interest payment date, you have the record date, which means the registrar checks who is the owner of the bond on that record date, and that person receives the full interest for the previous period. So if a bond pays interest annually, for example, this bond pays interest semi-annually. So interest for the last 6 months will be paid to the guy who holds the bond on this particular date. Now let's click on buy. So today the record date has not passed. So now we can see that there is a clean price of 791 rupees if I have to buy this bond, and an accrued interest of 19 rupees. So this interest is the amount I am paying to the previous owner of this bond, and I will receive the entire 6 months of interest on this bond from the issuer, that is Piramal, on the interest payment date, which is September 28. So the previous owner is getting his share of interest. I will get my share of interest along with a reimbursement of interest paid by me from the issuer. Kritika ji, does this explain the query you had? So the platform is taking care of giving the requisite information to you about whether the bond is X interest or not. Let's go back to BSE terminal and explore corporate bonds on BSE and NSE. Let's explore corporate bonds on BSE today. So this is a live market, and towards the right, it shows how many bonds are available for purchase and sell. So 811 bonds are available for sale. You can sell these 811 bonds, and total order value being given by buyers is around 2000 crores. So this explains the depth or the investor interest in this platform, or the number of buyers and sellers already live on the platform. This platform will be live till 3:30 and follows the same exchange timing just like equities. So one has to typically place order by 3:25 because otherwise closure proceedings begin after 3:20, 3:25. Let's go down on the list. So you have Piramal Capital, which is a recognized name in the country. You have Cholamandalam, PFC, National Highway Authority, JM Finance, Hudco, Muthoot Finance. So the such list keep emerging for another 15 pages, and you will have bonds giving out interest ranging from 5%, which is typically the interest rate on tax-free bonds, to around 11%, as we have witnessed for Piramal. The beauty is that I can buy a Piramal today at something like an 11%, 10.87, and I will be able to sell this also after 1 week or 10 days or 20 days. And if things go right, then I will get the 11% interest rate on this bond. Despite not waiting till the interest payment date, I will get the interest from the next buyer who buys after me or from me. One thing is, if we scroll till 4th or 5th page, we'll definitely find something of interest to us. We can begin our investment even for one bond with a value of just 1000 rupees or so, and we'll always find bonds which are of more interest or higher value. Now let's go to an exercise where if we have to add funds or if we have to trade, what is the procedure we'll follow? So I go to my profile page, click on add fund. So if you see your towards your right, I can add amount. So let's add 5,000 rupees. Let's select bank account. One thing important is that we should select only that bank account which was used while opening the account. If we have two bank accounts, we'll not be able to select any other bank account. Only the bank account which was utilized to open the account has to be used. I have the option of net banking or UPI to add funds. So if I click on add funds through UPI, then it says I have to give my UPI ID. Once I add UPI ID, it will make the same, it will follow the same process of adding funds through UPI, the way we do in any other transaction. So if I am using Paytm, then it is my mobile number @Paytm. Once I click that, then it will send a message on the Paytm app that you can add, press this to add funds to your account, and I will be able to do that. Let's click on continue. So Paytm has prompted me that I need to authorize the addition of 5,000 rupees to my account. Even when we are adding funds through UPI, we should make sure that the UPI app is linked to the same bank account which was used to open the Bondbazaar account. So it is given a message that the funds have been added successfully. On the top left is net margin available, which is showing as 55,000 rupees. This net margin is the amount I can use to buy securities. Margin used is 989 rupees because I have just bought a bond of IIFL at 989 rupees today. I can follow the same process to withdraw funds. So let's say I want to withdraw 1000 rupees. I select my bank and click on continue. It has given a confirmation that it has sent the 1000 rupees to my bank account. It says requested here, and the update that 1000 rupees has been sent to my account will be confirmed in an hour, and the funds will be credited to my account by tomorrow afternoon. Let's go back to the terminal, please. Let's go to corporate bonds. So a typical process will be something like this. We log in. We would have received the SMS about our UCC code along with our temporary password. We can log in through that temporary password and UCC code, and we can stipulate or put our own password. After that, we reach the terminal page. On terminal page, we'll find securities of interest to us. We can explore, we can understand, and if interested, we can try out with small quantities to begin with. And as our experience increases, we can add more securities. Customers will also find the help of RM. In your case, the RM is Mr. Anand Jha. He is available with you and keeps sharing the codes for bonds being traded on the platform. In addition, through Anand, you can also reach out to our expert team who can help you understand any individual bond. For example, if you want to understand India Grid Trust, their group, their financials, etc., you can reach out to Anand and he will connect you to our expert team who is updated with more information on a particular bond. We'll again open the mic for questions or views from the audience. So you would have received the prompt for unmuting. You can unmute and have your questions answered.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you mean to say even the interest rate, everything, in fact, it is adjusted, rather accrued interest and all, it is adjusted in the price. I need not have to pay any accrued interest on that.
No. Let's go to buy again.
Yeah.
Sir, the final price that you are seeing, 1019 rupees, is including the accrued interest which you are paying to the previous seller.
Okay. So accrued interest, in fact, on a daily basis, in fact, it gets accrued. That
yes.
Assuming the price is same, in fact, X interest price is same, tomorrow, in fact, I'll not get at the same price. Is it not?
Yes.
One day's interest would have been added.
Yes, you are right, sir. So today, let's say if a bond is of 100 rupees, tomorrow the accrued interest will be 1 rupees. Day after it will become 1.1 or 1.2. So it keeps getting added as the bond moves along in the quarter or year.
Similarly, with regard to that redemption, mainly with regard to Piramal, that 5% redemption, everything that is adjusted, the price and all.
Yes. The price that you are seeing as the total price, 1019 rupees, is adjusted for accrued interest.
Okay. Similarly, in fact, with regard to all government bonds, they are only in demat, not in SGL form, only in trading.
Yes.
Is only in demat.
Yes. So this is the demat account where the retailized government bonds are available for daily trade.
We should have then another thing. In fact, we should open an account with the Bondbazaar, no?
Yes.
Any customer, he has to open an account with the Bondbazaar.com.
Yes. So
that's a trading account.
Yes, the trading account is actually the CDSL trading account.
That's not NSDL.
This one is CDSL. We have tied up with CDSL.
Okay.
And all the charges, annual AMC or trading brokerage is nil. So there are no charges for buying or selling the bond. And the beauty is that I can adjust the yield. So for example, the India Grid Trust, I don't want to buy at 8.14%. I want to buy at 8.2%.
Yeah.
So the platform will automatically calculate. So instead of 1019 rupees, I am paying 1016 rupees and putting a counter code.
Okay.
So if I let's say I click on buy now. Now let's go to India Grid Trust. So my code is above the 1014 rupees code which was available. So it functions exactly like the exchange.
Okay, my offer. Okay. And another, no SDLs are available, state loans and all.
SDL will be available by this month end.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So the beauty of the platform is that a customer need not calculate the price himself. He can directly put in the yield and the price will come automatically.
Okay, thank you.
So I can also modify my order from here. Let's say it has not hit right now. So uh, uh, can we remove this tab for once? So the previous one, IIFL Home Finance, shows filled because it was executed. New India Grid Trust says new, which means it has not been filled, which means it is not yet executed. Then if I want to execute it, I can modify the order. So instead of 1015, I can put as 1016 rupees. So I can either change the price or the yield. I have both the options. So let's put 1016. Let's go ahead. And now my order shows replaced. It is yet to be filled because the seller has to accept my order. Let's go to portfolio page. So once the bond is purchased and it comes to your account, which if I purchase the bond today, it will come to my account tomorrow afternoon, and it will show in my portfolio page. This page will eventually also show the history of buy, sell, as well as the interest earned. Some works are on, but the portfolio will show your entire repository of bonds bought and sold on the platform. Periodically, these statements will also come to your email ID linked to the Bondbazaar account. So all the bonds which I have purchased through the platform are available on the portfolio page. Now I can also sell any bond which is available on my portfolio page. So let's sell this. So now it is being sold today at this price. If I click on sell, okay, just wait. First go to the portfolio. Okay, this is the allocation of the portfolio. I have purchased 93% corporate bonds, 7% government bonds, and it shows a breakup of my investments. Now let's go down. Let's sell the first bond, Navi. So the buyers of these bonds have requested for 992.5 rupees, which means they will get an yield of 12.59%. So I have the choice whether I want to sell it to a 992 rupees or not. So if I click on sell, which is the button down, my order will be placed. So let's take another security now. Similarly, all the securities that I have in my account are listed here, and I can sell anyone at the rates which are prevailing in the market today. Let's take up IRFC now. So this page kind of shows the yields at which these bonds are going today. So IRFC, for example, is going at 5.68%. And if I want, I can sell it. Once I click on sell, let's click on sell for this bond. It shows the details. It shows the details of my order. Now let's click sell. I have to select IRFC. I will have to select the right one. I think I have two. So let's select continue authorization. I have to now put my TPIN. TPIN is the same CDSL process. Once I put my TPIN, my order goes through. I enter my OTP. And my transaction has been acknowledged. So my order has gone through. Now if I confirm, my order is placed. So a customer will have the right to place a buy order and sell order. If he places a sell order, it will be authorized through TPIN and OTP, which is the normal CDSL process for equity shares as well. Let's go to the terminal again. So any questions? With this, we have come to the end of today's session. Any questions on the overall portal? You can unmute yourself and ask the question. So we wish you all the best. Can we change the while? Yes, you can change the same way you had changed the yield while buying. The same way you can change the yield while selling also. And it will go as a counter offer to the buyer who has placed that order. Any other question? So with this, we come to an end of today's session. We are going to have such sessions twice or thrice a week. So in case you want to hear us again, you will get these messages from your RM. We wish you a pleasant time investing with us, and do get back to us in case you have more questions later on. Thank you so much.